All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the iBUG Buzz for Monday, May 31st, 2021. Memorial Day, observing in the U.S. for those in the U.S. And we just want to honor all of the great men and women that paid the ultimate sacrifice for our country, and also family members and friends of those who lost their lives in various wars and battles over the years. So with that, we've got a special night tonight planned. We'll be doing our question and answer open forum for anything iOS related, and including peripherals to any of the iOS products. So, and we just have a couple of rules we'd like to pay attention to. Ask everybody to stay on mute, and until you want to ask a question or to make a comment. And when you're ready to do that, you'll unmute yourself, say your name, and wait to be recognized by myself. This is Michael McCullough, one of your co-hosts, and Sandhya Rao will be the other co-host. To unmute, if you're on a PC, it is Alt-A, toggling mute to unmute. On a Mac, it is Command-Shift-A. If you're on an iPhone, it'll be a button down in the bottom left corner, iPad up the top middle section, and those are most of the devices. So we are being recorded, and so just want to keep it as orderly as possible for the recording. Also, to get to any of our past recordings, you can always go to our website, which we'll talk about in just a moment. So with that, I'm going to run through just some quick announcements. There's not a whole lot going on this week. First up, Clubhouse tomorrow at 5 p.m. Central Time. It is the iBUG Mini Buzz, a shorter version of what we do tonight. So if you're on Clubhouse, you're always welcome to come join us there. Then on Thursday night, for our Trekkies and Trekkie wannabes, we have the iBUG Trekkie Talk. We're watching the Discovery Series, Season 1, episodes 11 and 12, I believe, this week. We'll be discussing that at 8 p.m. Central Time, right here on this very same Zoom line, conference line. Then finally, Saturday night, we have back again on Clubhouse, our iBUG Unplugged monthly session. And we're planning on something fun there. So look for announcements of that coming up. Also, well, that's all the things coming up this week. And again, you can find all this on our website, ibugtoday.org. There you'll find the pod recordings of all of our past sessions. You can find information about upcoming meetings and training sessions, social events. You can also find information about our one-on-one iBUG Jumpstart mentoring program. So take advantage of that. If you're on Facebook, you can join our Facebook group. That's facebook.com/groups/iBUG today. Join our group there and get also information on all of our announcements, as well as a good place to post questions in between these Monday night sessions. Finally, you can follow us on Twitter. Our handle there is @iBUGtoday, and Herbie is tweeting and retweeting information out every day, multiple times a day sometimes. So lots of good stuff coming out of that. I think that is all of our announcements for this evening. We will now open up the lines, let everybody say your name, where you're from. And if you're a first timer, let us know if this is your first time joining us on this Monday night iBUG Buzz Call.
It's Shelby in a mosquito-infested Baytown.
This is Brad, and I'm in Dallas. It's not my first
All right, welcome.
time.
Susan Sumler from Houston.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Dana from Cincinnati.
Hey, Dana.
Hey,
Rose from Philadelphia.
Chanel in Houston.
Welcome.
Town, Canada.
All right, Canadian.
Jim from North Carolina.
Hey, Jim.
Hershey's
Ned from
in Florida.
Texas.
Okay, Ned. Somebody else said
Yeah.
something there with Ned.
Hershey,
They're
Central
from
Florida.
Kansas.
Okay, Hershey in Florida, and I didn't catch the name in Kansas.
Deb.
Deb?
Yeah, Deb.
Yeah, Deb.
Okay, Deb. Very good.
This is Herbie in Houston.
Welcome, Herbie, Twitter Master.
This is Stephen from Austin.
Hey, Steven.
Hey, Michael.
Austin.
Another Austinite.
Carrie in Fort Worth.
Welcome, Terry.
This is Sandhya from Houston.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Anyone else that didn't get a chance to introduce yourself?
Adam
From
from
Hampshire.
Chicago.
Linda.
sorry.
Adam and Chris.
Okay. And Linda.
And Jody, maybe.
I didn't catch who that last
Jody,
person
I
was.
think. Jody?
Yeah, it's Jody. Jody
from
Okay.
New Hampshire.
All right.
Very good, thanks.
Did you get Rose?
Rose, how you doing?
I'm fine.
Anybody else? Okay. Were there any first timers? I don't think so. Didn't notice
I
anyone.
think there was somebody from Philadelphia. That was
Yes,
new.
that's Rose.
Oh, Rose. Okay, it is your first time. How did you hear about us, Rose?
From friends. Last week was my first time. This is my second time.
Oh, your second time. Okay, well, very good. Glad to have you back. And what kind of Apple devices do you use?
I use Apple, but I have my tutor is Sobe.
Okay.
Is Sobe here?
Oh, yeah, Suba. Yeah, he's
Su-
in our mentoring program. Welcome. I'm not sure if he's on tonight,
yeah,
but we're
I'm
so
not
glad you're here.
Yeah, glad you could make it, Rose, again. All right, very good. Any other first timers? Okay, well, in that case, we are ready to start. And usually, Rose, we reserve our first part of the session here for beginners and first timers. So if you have any questions you'd like to put out to you're welcome to bring those out right now.
Yes, this Rose. I use this is always embarrassing. I use voiceover, not voiceover. But I'm not supposed to use. I'm trying to learn how to use voiceover. Normally, I use now I'm so nervous I cannot remember.
You're
But they
okay.
always give it to me by this morning I asked Siri to turn on voiceover. The voiceover was on, but I cannot make any sound, no sound coming out.
It's Shelby.
Okay, well, let's see if we got some people that might be able to help you out. Go ahead, Shelby.
Okay, first of all, do the 2-finger double tap, the magic tap, because sometimes it'll say speech on and off. Another suggestion is to make it faster, because sometimes Siri can be a scratcher. Go to your settings, and I believe it is in accessibility, voiceover, and then go to your shortcuts. And then you go to where it says triple click home, the triple click the side button for whatever phone you have. And then go to voiceover and do it that way. If all else fails, with Siri or with the voiceover still tripping, turn off your phone, restart it, and then ask Siri to turn on the voiceover.
Thank you.
This is Keith.
Yeah, go ahead, Keith.
Just a little clarification. The speech on is actually a 3-finger double tap. And
Right.
just the thing to listen for is whether you're using Siri or what phone do you have, Rose?
I have a Apple phone. This is a 6. It's number
Okay.
6 series.
So you still have the home button.
Yes.
Siri might be set for your home button, and if you can either ask Siri to turn voiceover on and off, or you can press the home button 3 times and it will turn Siri on and off. And if you hear Siri say voiceover on, you know voiceover's on. So like you said, if you're still not hearing a sound, try the 3-finger double tap, and you should hear sound on or sound off. And if sound is on and you're still not hearing anything, you can put 1 finger on your screen while you're pressing the volume up. The 2 buttons on your left-hand side, that's your volume buttons. And sometimes the volume gets turned down for whatever reason. And one of the ways to turn it up and turn the voiceover up is to keep your finger on the screen, and you can swipe left and right while you're pressing the up button, and that should turn the volume up for your voiceover. So those are some of the things that you can go through, kind of a progression you can go through before actually having to reset your phone, and hopefully one of those will help you out.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much.
Okay, very good. Several things there for you to try, Rose.
Yes.
Okay. Did you have one more question or?
No. I'll
Okay.
try things.
All right. Well, glad you're here. And yeah, I'm sure Suva is going to be working with you over the next several weeks, and he will definitely help you get up and running there and using that iPhone 6. All right. Very good. We are ready for our next question.
Okay.
Anybody got a question?
This is Carrie.
Go ahead, Carrie.
So when I'm in a text and I'm doing the dictation, my numbers are being spelled out. Is there a way I can actually have them come up as the numeric call out?
All right. Would someone like to help out with that one?
This is Dee.
Okay, Dee, go ahead.
Okay, I really don't have an exact answer, Terry, but wonder if you just said digit, say like digit 96, if it would put the digits in there.
Yeah, I've tried digits and I've tried numeric, and that's why I was just kind of getting a little frustrated. And, so a phone number usually takes up a lot of texting. That's why I was like, I know it can be done through numeric, and it's just so much easier for other people to tap on that like phone number.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is Brad.
Yeah, go ahead, Brad.
Carrie, are you saying that when you dictate an entire phone number like 555-1212, it will write out the word FIVE? It'll write out every digit
Yes.
as a word?
Yes, it does.
Interesting. I have that happen when I do a single digit, but I've never had that happen if I dictate a 10-digit phone number or a series of digits, 3 digits, 4 digits, but I have to look and see if there's a setting for that. I'm not aware of one. That's interesting.
Yeah, the phone numbers and the zip codes are killing me.
Yeah, I can see. I've never experienced that. I'll have to look into that. That's a new one to me.
This is Stephen.
Go ahead, Stephen.
Yeah, what I normally do, that it is kind of puzzling, but normally what I do is when I'm dictating out a phone number, I put a hyphen in between each, like I'll say 512 hyphen 555 hyphen 1212 period, or something like that. And it usually will put it in numeric. And as far as zip codes, like if I say 78753, I don't think I've ever seen where it spells out. It may be if you do it like, rapidly, like what I did, say 78753, that may make a difference. But yeah, that's the first I've ever heard that it does it like by word instead of numerically. But try saying hyphen in between like the area code, the exchange, and then the last 4 digits and see if that makes a difference.
Yeah, we've tried using the hyphen word, and it does put a hyphen in there, but like 5 is spelled out 5 and then 5, and it does have the hyphen, but it's not the numeric call out. It's just like, I figured I have a setting in there wrong, and I was just hoping you guys have experienced it.
Now, let me ask you this, Carrie. Are you doing this? Are you dictating with Siri or with the regular dictation? Like if you're in a text message or in an email?
Yeah, if I use the dictation within the text messages.
Huh. Wow, that is, yeah, I can't understand why that would be. I don't know. Maybe some of you other guys can help. I don't know that there's a setting that toggles anything like that.
This is Keith.
Yeah, go ahead, Keith.
Kind of with what Stephen was saying, my thought was, Carrie, are you pausing between the numbers at all? Or are you stringing the numbers together? That's because I could see, like Brad was saying, I have times when the single numbers get spelled out, but I've never had a whole string of numbers like that. And if it's thinking that you're pausing between the numbers, maybe it's spelling it out. But so what's your experience with that? Are you pausing at all?
No, in fact, if anything, I've been told when I give out phone numbers, I speak too fast.
Okay.
So that's why I was like, so I've been playing with the speech rate, and I'm like, my speech rate personally. And I'm like, okay, that's why I thought, you guys are the experts. You guys know what's going on.
This is David.
Yeah, that's a puzzle.
Go ahead, David.
Yeah, I don't know of any setting that you might have changed or whatever. I just tested it and set a 10-digit number with like an area code. It automatically put in the hyphens. It used the actual numbers. And so I don't know why yours is putting in the full like ONE and what TWO and stuff like that. The number spelled out.
Yeah, that's strange. I've never run across that myself either.
It does spell out the number sometimes randomly. If you just use like a number in a text, it'll like say my daughter is 11 years old, and might spell out ELEVEN.
Am I muted?
Right. Yeah, the other thing I found strange when you actually were saying, the number and saying hyphen, it put a hyphen symbol rather than spelling out hyphen. I would have expected it to spell out hyphen. It was actually spelling out each number.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll give Apple a call tomorrow and see if they have a solution too.
Yeah, if you find that out, come back next week definitely and let us know, because that's very puzzling to most of us that have been using them for a number of years. Go ahead, Sandhya.
It's basically somebody already said, so I apologize. But I guess you are grouping them together. As I just tried it myself, just like David. And, I said 512 555-1212, sort of group them together. You're probably already doing that automatically. But anyway, I did try it and it worked. So I don't know, just letting you know. Okay.
Thank you.
Susan.
All right, Herbie and then Susan.
Have you tried turning off and turning back on dictation?
No, but I will give that a shot.
Because I just turned because I never have mine on, but I just turned it on and experimented, and I got numbers too. So I wonder. The other thing I thought about, and I don't know if this would be a factor or not, but make sure your predictive text is turned off, and you'll find all that under general and settings. So make sure that's turned off too. I don't know if that could cause any havoc with the dictation. So those are just a couple of my thoughts: resetting it and making sure predictive text is off.
Okay, that's a good suggestion. Thanks, Herbie.
This is Brad.
Okay, Brad, this will be the
I
last
was gonna
comment
say,
on this.
I believe my
topic.
predictive text is turned on. And I don't have a problem with this number thing. And I don't speak hyphen either. It just puts one in when I dictate a phone number. I don't know. This is an interesting one. I'm going to spend some time on this.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to find out what might be causing this one. Okay, we're ready to move on to a new topic. Susan.
Yes, sir. Good evening. I use my iPhone and iPad, like for emails. And whenever I want to do a new email, it is so hard to find the word compose or anything on my Magic Keyboard. I think I could hit Command N for new message. It's been a while since I did that, unless I'm getting confused with the Mac. But it's frustrating. I'm swiping all over the place, back and forth, and hearing the thump thump. And it says drafts all the time. But other than that, do y'all have a suggestion or anything?
Okay, anybody have any ideas on using Magic Keyboard? Go ahead.
This is Brad. You're using an Apple Magic Keyboard, or just any keyboard.
Well, I bought it from the Apple store.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Is it with your iPhone or your iPad?
I had 3 Magic Keyboards, one for my Mac, one for my phone, and one for my iPad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I think you're correct. Command N should open a new message on any device. You said you're finding a button that says drafts.
Yeah, I can swipe, on the top or the bottom, and it may say draft, and
I think where that comes from is once upon a time you started a message and then decided to close it, and it won't completely get rid of them. It does seem that issue started up with iOS 14. It seems to be fixed in 14.6. I noticed that in the past few days. I know that when I use a keyboard on my phone, I find it easiest to use a combination of touching the screen and then using the keyboard primarily when I want to type. And I know on your iPhone, the compose button should be in the lower right corner of the Mail app.
Yeah, you would think so.
If you've got a draft button down there on the bottom, I would just tap on it, open up the draft, and if nothing else, send a message to yourself, and that'll get rid of that. Like I said, 14.6 seems to have fixed that. At least it has for me in the past few days.
Yeah, I'll have to try
all
that
I can think of.
Because I've tried looking for the compose button on the bottom right-hand corner or the top right-hand corner, and it's like it's playing hide and seek, and eventually I'll find it, or if not, so I'm really kind of thinking the Magic Keyboard, the Command N, would probably be the fastest and easiest, but I just thought maybe y'all might have a shortcut. But yeah, that draft is like, go away, I don't need you. But it always pops up. But anyway, thanks.
Okay. Keith, did you have something to add on that or?
Yes. So like Brad was saying, the compose button is at the lower right-hand corner. You can always count on that unless you do have a draft in progress. It kind of takes over the bottom of your screen. And if you do find the draft button, swipe once to the left and you should be on the compose button.
Okay, yeah, and see, I never do a draft, never. And amazingly, all of a sudden, there'll be several drafts inside of that draft folder. I'm like, where do those come from? It's a mystery. But anyway, I guess I just need to delete those before I do a new email. But anyway, thanks, y'all. Y'all been a big help.
All right, very good. Thank you, Susan. Great question. Yeah, definitely get rid of those drafts. They will be cumbersome to you. All right, we are ready for another question.
This is Keith.
Go ahead, Keith.
I was going to say something about drafts. If for some reason you tap on the drafts button at the bottom and you're having a hard time canceling the draft, like Brad said, it has corrected up. But if you still have trouble, exit out to your mailboxes and you should have a drafts folder like in all mailboxes or your Gmail that is labeled drafts, and it will only appear when you have drafts that are active. And I have found that going into that folder and swiping up on the individual drafts and deleting them is a whole lot easier sometimes than opening up the draft itself and canceling out. At least that's a workaround I found when that we were having trouble canceling drafts.
Can you select all in drafts and swipe down below where it says delete?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
I said, is it possible to select all in drafts and just hit delete? Or do you have to do it individually?
I believe there's a edit button just like all the others. I'm not 100% sure on that. I've just always used like the swipe up in the mail folder itself, the inbox, and the delete should come up in that swipe up and then just double tap. To me, I found it a lot easier, especially since there's usually only one or two drafts that are open or active. Anyway.
That's true. It's like, but that edit button sure comes in handy for junk and trash, especially junk. You can get a couple 100 in one day. So thanks again. Appreciate it.
All right, very good. All right, new topic. Anybody?
This is Joyce.
Go ahead.
I just want to say I'm glad to hear about that glitch with drafts. Like folks, me.
Wait, hold on.
Jody,
This-
Jody, yeah, you're coming in kind of robotically.
How about now?
Okay, better.
How about now?
Yeah, that's
okay,
better.
I just changed the angle of my phone. I just want to say thank you. I thought that glitch with drafts was me. I'm glad to hear that it's a problem that can get fixed with 14.6.
All right, very good.
Thank you.
Yep. Thanks everybody for the good comments. All right.
This is
New
Hershey.
question. All right, Hershey.
All right. So, question for everyone out there, and what would be your favorite, best choice in Apple chargers, alternatives, brands, companies that, or perhaps Apple cables itself for Lightning chargers?
It's Brad.
All right, go Brad.
Well, of course, always ones from Apple are the first choice, but they're more expensive. I find that if you go to Amazon and they sell a line of, what do they call them? Amazon's Choice, I think is what they call them. I've had good luck with those cables. They sell cables, they sell chargers. They're always a pretty good choice. Another good brand to choose is Anchor. They make a lot of good electrical, all kinds of things, the speakers, everything. But Anchor makes some good alternatives. So does Belkin. Belkin's maybe a bit more expensive, but Anchor or Amazon, what is it, Choice or Select? I can't remember. But those are
You're
good
correct with
choices.
the choice.
They're all available from Amazon.
Yeah, and Anchor is spelled Anker.
Yep. Has anyone heard one with the letter V? Vantech or something like that?
Not me.
Not me.
All right. Yeah, those are the ones I was kind of going along the lines with. Is just there are others that are out there. Some are more durable than others. So appreciate it.
Yeah, I personally have usually go with the Anchor. I've had pretty good luck with most Anchor products.
Excellent.
Yeah, same here.
Okay.
It's Keith.
Oh, go ahead, Keith.
I was just going to throw in another line about Anchor. Anchor, the regular Anchor cables are even better quality than the Apple cables. But Anchor also sells a line of braided cables, and they are really good. You can just touch them and tell that they're pretty tough. And I have read, and it has been, I've used Anchor for a while, but I believe they use better connectors as well. So I'm definitely an Anchor fan. And also depending on what you're charging, if you want to set up like a home base, I also have an Anchor hub that has 4 USB ports and a USB-C port, so I could charge multiple devices at one time. And then, you can just pull it out if you're on the go.
Excellent. Thank you. If I could add one more question there, Michael.
Okay. Yeah. One thing I would add, if you're, looking for something on Amazon, always look for, it should say MFI, made for iPhone,
Right.
somewhere in the ad or the description. And that's always a good thing to look for too.
Absolutely.
All right, go ahead. Another question.
The secondary part of that would be, what is y'all's preference or choice in Lightning to 3.5 millimeter adapters? I know Apple definitely makes one. It's like about $9, $10, but do you guys have any alternatives?
This is Brad.
Go ahead, Brad.
The Apple one's the only one I've ever had any experience with. It doesn't really feel like it's the strongest thing in the world, but I have several of them and I've never had a problem with them. Belkin sells a adapter. They call it a Rockstar, and it's got a lightning charging port, and you can get one that either has a lightning connector for a headphone or a 3.5 millimeter jack on it. And those are not cheap. They're probably $39 a piece, but they're made very sturdy and you can charge while listening to something.
So you've had good luck, or at least have heard good luck with the Belkin.
Belkin stuff is very good, but it's not cheap.
Okay.
It seems to be like the official Apple
Right.
brand. If Apple doesn't make one, they've always sold a Belkin one, but you're not going to find an Anchor. They're usually available through the Apple store. Sometimes you get them through Amazon, but as far as just a Lightning to 3.5 millimeter adapter, I've never seen one other than the one that Apple sells, but I haven't looked because I've got several of them that all came with iOS devices, or I think once I bought one when I got my first, Apple, my first iPhone that didn't have a headphone jack. I bought an extra one to have it in my bag. Found they never really used it.
Right. And then that's again, for reliability sakes, just to find out what people think. With, let's say, an iPad that uses USB-C, so that would be a different alternative from USB-C.
Yeah, that's
to
different. Yeah, you got to find something for USB-C. I'm sure they're out there because USB-C is more common. than
Right.
the Lightning. Lightning's proprietary.
Exactly. Well, appreciate that, Brad. Thank you.
All right. Anybody else had any experience with adapters or dongles? Yeah, I personally have just used the Apple brand for those. Usually with the connectors like that, adapters, I tend to stay with, because sometimes, especially with the Lightning, that it does more things than, and it's the same way with USB-C, they're more than just, or it has multiple not uses, multiple types of data, power, sound going through that one connector sometimes. And I've always found the reliability of the Apple ones, of course, the best.
This is
Okay.
Keith.
Yeah, go ahead, Keith.
I was going to add, yeah, definitely if you're going to use a dongle, the Lightning to the 3.5, I would stick with Apple. And one of the things to keep in mind with the MFI is if Apple, for some reason, doesn't recognize the cable, or if you get a short in the cable, it will not even let you connect your device or whatever your peripheral that you're trying to connect. So I would stick with the Apple for the dongles. And the splitter that Brad was talking about, the Rockstar, definitely don't go cheap on the splitter. I've tried several splitters and always gone back to the Belkin. And like Brad was saying, you can either split to 2 Lightning ports or a Lightning and the 3.5 port, and just beware that even as good as the Belkin is, the dongle will last you so much longer.
Oh. This is Kathy.
All right, Miss Kathy.
So coincidentally, we were trying to get a adapter to use the old headphones, with the 3.5 connected to the new iPhone. And it seems to come in and out, like it'll go on speakerphone, or it'll come on, it'll go into the headphones, but it doesn't seem to be staying. Is that a short, or is that, is there some setting that I've got wrong?
This is Hershey.
All right, go ahead, Hershey.
I would say with that specifically, I've seen certain adapters and whatnot. You sometimes want to just make sure it gives you that click or that, complete fit into the set port. I have seen that. I mean, I've seen that with my microphone that I'm using right now. Sometimes if I don't push the 3.5 pin in all the way and I don't hear that click, it sounds like I'm getting sound from my earbuds, but it's not guaranteed that I'm getting that. So I would say with even the dongle, just to make sure that you have a complete click or, that type of deal. If not, if it's an Apple device or Apple dongle, I think you might be able to get it replaced as well.
This is Jim.
Hey, Jim, go ahead.
Hey, Mike, how are you? Okay, I bought one of those splitter dongles for my iPhone. I wanted to be able to read and charge my iPhone at the same time. And what I found when I first started playing with it, yes, you do have to make sure that you have a good firm connection in with your dongles and your peripherals that you're connecting the power cable to recharge and the other cable for your headphone, and you'll feel them snap in. And then one thing that I did notice, that there was a sequence that you had to plug them in. In other words, the earphone plug would go in on the left, the power cable would go in on the right side, and sometimes I would connect that to the phone and I wouldn't get a good connection. And what I ended up doing was pulling the plug out of the phone, turning it over, and then connecting it in again, and I would get a good connection. So it's just they have idiosyncrasies.
Okay, I'll try that.
All right.
All right, very,
Otherwise,
go ahead, Kathy.
sorry. Otherwise, there's nothing. I thought something maybe with the settings for, sometimes the speaker on the phone goes to headphone instead of speaker, or would it be going to the headphone instead of, the telephone, the phone instead of the headphones?
Right. Yeah, I've never experienced it with wired headphones. Sometimes Bluetooth will kind of get flaky and switch off of the Bluetooth and go to the speakerphone or the speaker.
Okay.
I've noticed that, but I haven't really noticed it on the wired ones.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, very good. Great questions tonight. Okay, we are ready for another question.
This is Jim,
Hey, Jim.
if I
go
may.
ahead.
Okay. I just recently got my new Braille display, and I'm getting through the intricacies of learning the Braille display and what it'll do, what it won't do. And I wondered if there is a way, I haven't been able to find out a way to do this yet, of reading a book using my Braille display with Voice Dream Reader. Has anybody had any, luck with that?
All right, let's see. Anybody?
This is Stephen.
All right, Stephen.
Yes, you can. When you go into Voice Dream Reader, of course, if you're like, let's say you're inside a document, you go to a document that you want to read, and you'll track with your Braille display, and I can't remember if it's before or after the play button. It will put you in the text of your document, and it'll basically put you wherever you left off, or if you haven't started the document, it should put you at the beginning. And you can pan with your Braille display through that document as if you were reading it, rather than using the play function and the voice function. So yes, you can do that inside a document.
Okay. I wasn't sure whether you could or not, because I tried the command, everything read, the ER sign with a space bar on my Braille display, and that didn't seem to work right. So you just pan through. All right.
Yeah, now there is a auto advance, but that's an iOS feature.
Right.
And it's a key. It's actually there's not a key command. You have to set a key command to do that. And if you do that, you can use whatever key combination you want, as long as it's available. Once you do that and you set your speed, which you can do the same thing with your own customized key command, you can auto scroll just like you would any other function.
Okay. The auto scroll, I'm still getting used to that. I got to slow it down a little bit, because sometimes it does go a little faster than I'd like right now.
Yeah. Well, if you're reading it like through your phone or what have you, then you just set it up through the in the accessibility settings,
right,
as a keyboard command. But yes, you can auto advance as well through the document.
Okay. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. Sure.
Okay, very good. Ready for another question?
It's Ibrahim.
Ibrahim, how are you tonight?
Good. How about you guys?
All right. What's your question?
I'm wondering if anybody has used the Airbnb app for iOS, and anybody knows if it's accessible with VoiceOver.
Airbnb, where are you going? Well, let's answer your question first. See if anybody's used Airbnb on the iPhone.
This is Sandhya.
Sandhya.
It's been a really long time. I mean, we did a demo about like more than a year ago for sure. But yeah, we I think in our practice we I rented a room or whatever, set up a reservation in Paris. So it was accessible. So I mean, if anything, it may have gotten better. I have no idea, but it was very accessible when I used it.
Okay, cool.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Now you can tell us where you're looking to go, Ibrahim.
You're so nosy.
Just being friendly.
You're a little
All
too
right.
friendly.
He ain't
You
saying.
don't ask, you don't find out.
Yeah.
Ms. Linda.
All right. Yep, it's time to get out there and start traveling. Heard there were more flights last Friday than there's been in over 14 months.
Mr. McCulloch, this is Sandhya. Linda's trying to ask a question.
Linda, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good.
All right.
The HomeAway app is very accessible. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
HomeAway. I've never even heard of that one. Okay. That's similar to Airbnb, I assume.
Yes.
Okay. Very good. So you might try that one too, Ibrahim.
This is Jake. I have a question.
All right, Jake, go ahead.
What is a good app for like booking like airplane tickets and stuff like that? That's accessible.
This is Brad.
All right, go ahead, Brad.
I've always found the Southwest app is very accessible. However, past couple of months, I've noticed that I have to enable voice over recognition to get through that initial screen where I tell it my origin city, my destination city, the dates I want to travel and all that. Once I get back past that screen, I no longer need voice over recognition. But that one threw me for it kind of threw me when I first encountered it. I was like, what in the world did they do? They broke this app. It was very accessible, and I had never used screen recognition before. And it suddenly, thought about that. And so I went and enabled it, and it made it work for me. But other than that, there's a tricky part when it comes to entering your credit card information for the first time, getting your expiration dates and things like that in. Once you've got that in, it'll save your credit card, and you never have to do it until you go and do something dumb like lose your credit card or have to update it. But other than that, I've always had real good luck with Southwest.
Don't they accept Apple Pay?
I've never been able to get Apple Pay to work. I've tried it. It does. They do accept it. But every time I try, it says, oops, something's gone wrong. And I don't have time to fight with the thing. And since I'm using my Apple credit card anyway, the only difference is a percentage on how much I get back. So I just use the credit card like a regular credit card.
Yeah.
Okay, so Southwest app. How about anybody else? Any others?
Linda.
Linda.
I must say United is a very good app. I'm not sure if they use Apple Pay or not, but in the past I've used Orbitz and it was pretty accessible.
Okay, very good.
This is Brad.
Yeah, go ahead, Brad.
It's not an airline app, but I've found Expedia is very accessible as well. It's been a while since I've used it, obviously, but I've always had pretty good luck with Expedia as well. American's not bad either. It has a few quirks, but once you get used to it, it's not bad.
Okay. Anybody else? Book the airline tickets, any apps? Yeah, I've generally just used the airline apps themselves, and most of them are pretty accessible. I guess that's a good topic for a cafe sometime here in the near
When you
future.
use those,
Go ahead, Jake.
when you use those kind of apps, are the prices more expensive than like if you were to use like like Priceline or Hopper or something like that, or Expedia, or are they cheaper?
This is Brad.
Go ahead, Brad.
I don't have a lot of experience with Priceline. I know my son uses them and he finds stuff pretty cheap. To me, the the advantage to dealing with directly with the airline is should you have to change or should you have to cancel and use your funds for something else, you're dealing directly with the airline. I had a bad situation once upon a time with Expedia, and it was difficult to deal with. And after that, I decided I buy my airline tickets directly from the airline.
Yeah.
Okay, I think I heard David. Did you have a comment?
Oh yeah, I use the Southwest app. I don't know if that was mentioned. Southwest
Yeah.
Airlines, and
Yeah,
they don't
Fred.
participate in those other like what do you call them, the aggregators or the ones that need this cheap bargain fares. So you kind of have to go through them if you want your ticket. And yeah, it's very very accessible. They take Apple Pay. So backslash free. No, they'll gouge you with those extra charges like some of these airlines are now doing.
Yep. All right, very good. So where you headed, Jake?
I'm not headed anywhere yet. I was just curious.
Oh, okay. All right, very good.
This is Sri.
Uh-oh, Sri's here.
Sorry, I came in late.
No problem.
I was going to say, the last time I booked an airline through United, United had a accessibility toll-free number that I called, and this is where they don't charge you for talking to a live person. So I just booked it through accessibility service with United.
Okay.
And from what I understood is that number is always open. And I found that number in the web page all the way down on the bottom. They had a toll-free number for accessibility services.
All right, very good.
This is
good
Brad.
to know.
This is David.
Okay, Brad, then David.
I was going to say, I've dealt with American. They will also waive the telephone booking fee if you tell them you're vision impaired and I'm having a problem with the website or the app, or I'm just frustrated with it and don't want to fool with it. I just play that card and they waive that fee. It's not a problem. I need to look for that accessibility number like Shree's talking about, because I've had to sit on hold for a while to get through to somebody, but that's a good idea.
Yeah, good to have all those numbers in your contacts.
This is Jody.
Let's see. Okay, go ahead, Jody.
I just had the same experience with Southwest Airlines. I told them I was blind, and I found the website difficult. This was a couple of years ago, actually. I found the website difficult to work with, and they did give me the same price that I would have gotten if I'd gone through the website.
Okay, yeah, very good.
I think
All
David
right.
said something a minute ago.
David,
Oh,
David, did you
sorry,
have another comment? Or
well, yeah, I did also use the United app recently to buy a ticket, and it was fairly accessible. The only problem with, I guess, a lot of these airline apps and probably the Expedias and these other ones is when you get to the part where you're choosing your dates, like your start and end date, sometimes those can be a little challenging. You have to kind of play around with them a little while sometimes to figure them out, because they'll show you the calendar. You have to kind of keep swiping to get to the right month, and make sure your end date is your end date and not your start date. There's that can be a little bit tricky, but like I say, with Southwest, I've kind of figured it out. I mean, I've used it a few times, so luckily they haven't changed their design radically. But you do sometimes have to play around with that calendar function to get your right inputs.
right, good point. Yeah, sometimes you can rather than using the calendar, you can just start typing, a date in by mm/dd/YYYY, and it'll fill it in for you and not have to worry about trying to figure out the calendar thing, but not all of them work that way. Ibrahim, you have another comment about airline apps? Or?
No, I had a new question. Can I go ahead with it?
Yeah.
It's a
We
pretty
got
simple
time.
one. pretty simple one. It's about Zoom. I know I talked about this last time, but I've noticed again when I came into the meeting, it says this meeting you're going to be recorded. I'm just wondering if I mute myself, can you guys still hear me?
This is Shelby.
Go ahead, Shelby.
Yes, you can. It's a new feature in case on the new updates on Zoom. It does not for my phone. It doesn't. The only time I use my Zoom app on my phone is when I have in meetings that are not being recorded. So that message only pops up when it's recording. Just hit the OK or continue button and don't worry about it.
Yeah, but my question is, even after I say okay, can you guys hear me when I go on mute?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes.
Okay.
No,
Okay, so the
no.
mute button doesn't work anymore.
No. If you go on mute, you will be muted. It's just like the regular. Once you've got past the recording, that's just I guess they are now. Every time.
Okay, because that was confusing.
You start a session.
I thought you guys could hear me when I go on mute now with the recording thing.
No.
Okay.
If you use the mute key or mute button, you will not be heard. Okay.
Right, thanks.
Keith, go ahead.
Even if you're on the call before the recording starts, that message will still pop up, and you have to clear it out before you do anything else. It kind of takes over your screen. So go ahead and continue, and then use the app as you would.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing. I wanted to make sure I wasn't being overheard when I put the mute button now after the update. That's all.
This is Brad. It's just a legal consent.
Okay.
And then they have a record that you consented to be recorded, so that you can't come back later and say, I didn't know. They've got it that you did. You consented.
Okay.
So they can't get sued.
I get that. Thanks. That was confusing to me.
Yep. Yeah, we would say, if you want to be, that we're recording, and if you continue on the call, then you're consenting. We would verbally say that, but this makes it more legal that you have to actually hit the key to consent.
Yeah, I don't mind hitting continue. I do that. I was just confused about muting after that update. So
okay, very good.
Yeah, thanks for the clarification.
All right. Okay, we've got a couple more minutes, maybe one more question here.
D?
D.
Yeah.
Is it a hard question or an easy question?
I don't know. It's an easy question. I don't know about the answer.
All right. Are you going somewhere?
I wish.
All right. Go ahead with your question.
Okay. Several years ago, when I first got my iPhone, the very first app I downloaded the night I got home with my phone was called Money Reader. And I knew that they quit updating it, but I was still using it until last week or so when I updated my phone again. And now it comes up and says this developer needs to update this. It's no longer compatible. Yeah. So I have seen AI, but I like something just go in and just do it instantly. I don't like to have to go in there and switch over to Money Reader and stuff in Seeing AI. So I downloaded a bunch of apps the other night just to try, like Cash, and there was another one called Money Reader, and I don't know, 2 or 3 other ones. Oh, there was one I really liked because I held a bill up to it and it said 10,000. Put another 5,000. I thought, man, I like this app. But then I realized, reality set in. I don't have a $10,000 bill in my wallet. So I wonder if somebody has found one that is really quick and easy. That is very accessible.
Jody.
Go ahead, Jody, then Brad.
Yeah, there's an app that the Treasury Department has developed. It's called iNote, EYENOTE, and that will, you bring that up right away, and it works really great. And it was developed by the Treasury Department. The other thing that you can do is if you have Seeing AI, go to settings, and you can actually set up a Siri shortcut so that you can just tell Siri money identifier, however you label it or whatever it is in the app. You can set up shortcuts for each of the different channels in Seeing AI if you go
Oh,
to
okay.
settings in the Seeing AI app. Yep. And then you don't even have to open the app. You just tell Siri to do it.
Oh, that'd be great.
But yeah, but the iNote app is very good too.
Okay. I was kind of searching for that. Well, like I said, I just put in money identifiers in the search and, you know, went through and downloaded a half a dozen or so. But I didn't see that, but I was aware of it, but I have never used it. And
Yeah,
it didn't
works
come up
very
in
well.
that group. So, okay. Yeah. I'll take both of those suggestions and give them a try.
This is Sandhya.
Sure, great.
Okay, Sandhya.
There's another one, D, called MCT Money Reader, which we've tried out on here, and I can't remember. I think it might be $5 or $10, but it was. I think that was what we determined kind of replaced the other one. But it's been a while. But we did do that on here, so I have it on my phone right now, so it's still there. So.
NCT.
M is in Mary, C is in cat, T is in Tom.
Oh, okay. Okay.
This is Marty. Marty.
Let's see. Hang on, Marty. Brad, did you?
Oh yeah, Brad.
No, man, Jody nailed it. iNote from the Treasury Department. That was my recommendation.
And it's free. Yeah, and
it's
that
free.
one's free.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, Marty. Do you have another comment on this
I
one?
have
or-
iNote, but it's Marty. I have iNote, but the one I prefer and I think is easier to use is it was a different one before, but it's Cash Reader now. And it's a paid app. I forget what you pay for it. It might be 19 or something like that. And I think it's a little more intuitive. I think the new one, you can actually have it either in vibrate mode or, speech, or I think tones, it actually will say like $1, $5, $10.
Okay.
The iNote, I don't think was that. It worked, but I don't think it's as good as the Cash Reader.
Okay. So several there you can try out. And of course, the iReader is going to be, or iNote is going to be US, I think, only, whereas some of the others will do foreign currencies too.
All right, this is Sandhya.
All right, we are going to hang
Susan.
on, Susan. We'll get back to
Okay.
you after the break.
Okie
So
dokie.
I'm going to turn it over to my co-host, Sandhya.
All right, thank you, Mr. McCulloch. That was a wonderful job. Thank you. All right, so we would like to welcome anybody who didn't have a chance to say hello the first time around to please say who you are and where you're from. Anybody came in late?
This is Sri from Virginia.
Hey, Sri, welcome. Okay.
Ibrahim from Boston.
Hi, this is
Ibrahim, welcome.
Hi, this is Carol, and I now really live in San Antonio, not Houston.
All right, well, welcome to you. Glad to have you back. All right. Anybody else?
Kathy, I still live in Tulsa.
All right, very good. Glad to have you. Anybody else?
Anissa, Philadelphia. Good evening.
Hey, good evening, girl. Glad to have you.
Thank you. This is Jake from Michigan.
Hey, Jake, welcome.
Thank you.
Freddie from Galveston County.
Freddie's here. All right, Freddie.
Hi.
This is Jim from PA. Who am I? Why am I here?
Third time's a charm, right, Jim?
You got it.
All right, glad to have you. Anybody else? Okay, I guess that's all right. Very good. Real quick recap of what's coming up this week. Yes, we have tomorrow, Clubhouse, 5 o'clock Central. Same thing that we're doing right now, just for an hour. Love for you to come. It will be on the Clubhouse app, hence the name, iBUG Buzz on the iBUG Mini Buzz on Clubhouse. Thursday, Truckee Talk. Discovery Series Season 1, Episodes 11 and 12. It's pretty exciting, getting good. Check it out. If you need the audio described tracks, send us an email and we will make those available to you. Next, So what is happening? So we have a break this weekend. We've been pretty busy lately, so we will take a break next weekend. Start reading your book. It's called Call Me by Your Name. That'll be on June 10th, I believe. And we will be reading, what will we be reading? Oh yeah, I just said that. It's Call Me by Your Name, DB 65344. Let's see, those are the big events that are going on. Oh, sorry, Saturday we have our Clubhouse iBUG Unplugged, another event that will be more informal and just come and have fun with us on Saturday night. So be looking for information about that. And to get all the information about upcoming events, please go to ibugtoday.org and the upcoming tab. They're all consolidated right there and easy to find, hopefully. Okay, and if you want to just get notifications, you can register, ibugtoday.org. There's a register button, and then you will get all of our notifications on a regular basis. Okay, those are all the announcements. Now. What is going to be happening on Friday? It will be iBUG Night at the Virtual Movies. And here, with those beautiful, inscrutable clues, is the iBUG guy himself. iBUG guy, are you there?
I'm back.
Oh my goodness, it's only been not even 1 minute. All right.
Long enough to go to the bathroom and get back.
Oh, TMI. All right, let's go. What you got?
All right. Yes, we have another great movie for you this Friday. We'd like for everybody to come in at 7:30 for our pre-movie social. That's always a lot of fun. Those that get there early get extra prizes and surprises. So show up early. And then if you stick around after the movie to discuss it, you get more surprises.
What about miss prizes?
Don't miss it. So anyway, we are about ready to do our clues for this week. And so get ready for Michael's movie minutia.
Do you practice all week for that, Mr. McCulloch?
Why not?
Every day.
I'm sure.
No screaming kids.
He sits in the shower and does it.
All right, here we go.
Okay, the
No,
rules.
I only take a shower every other day. So
Oh,
okay.
goodness. Okay, the rules are please say your name before, wait to be recognized and then tell us the answer. All right, go for it, Mr. McCulloch.
All right, clue number one. Our movie this week is a love story. And the love keeps it from becoming simply a waxworks or a freak show.
This is Steven.
Hey.
All right, Steven.
Is it Polar Express? No, sorry. I
Polar
couldn't resist.
Express?
You know, from the skit. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
No, that's Entropy.
Cool Hand Luke. Go ahead.
Cool Hand Luke. Yeah, it's got to be it.
All right. Anybody else want to take a guess at our love story?
Anissa?
Anissa.
Is it House of Wax?
House of Wax is not the right one. Sorry.
Okay.
Good guess. That was a good guess, though. Come again next time. Okay, clue number 2. We're moving on. Since that was a bad clue.
Yeah.
It was actually a great clue if you know the movie. Clue number 2. The movie is also a portrait of a forgotten silent film star living in exile.
This is Shri.
Shri.
Is it Chapman?
Is it what?
Chapman.
Well, Chapman?
Charlie Chaplin.
Oh, Chaplin. Charlie Chaplin. No, it is not. Doesn't star Charlie Chaplin. But he is a silent film star. You got that part good. That was good. We'll give you 1/10 credit.
0.5 credit.
Anybody else?
All right. Anybody else want to take a guess before we move on to clue number 3?
Please.
All right. Moving on to clue number 3. The lead female, i.e., the silent film star, former forgotten silent film star. I can't speak. She has grasping talons, threatening. Can't hear. Threatening mannerisms and grandiose delusions.
This is Ned.
Ned.
Is it Nora Desmond?
Oh, that's who she is. What's the name of the movie?
Gloria Swanson.
Ned.
You're all over it.
Ned.
The movie title. Hang on.
Sunset Boulevard.
There we go.
There you
Sunset Boulevard. Very good.
He gets extra credit for that one.
Oh.
I have a question.
Go
I'm
ahead,
ready for
Jim.
my close-up,
Why
Mr.
can't you
DeMille.
talk?
Ready, Mr. DeMille? Yeah.
Wait a minute. I didn't hear Jim's question.
Why can't you talk?
She can't talk. She's lost her talking ability. All right. Anyway, that is correct. Gloria Swanson playing whoever he said.
Nora
she was.
Desmond.
Norma Desmond. Yes. Also starring her writer
Robert Mitchum,
friend.
isn't it?
Not Robert Mitchum, not Glenn Ford. There's somebody else that nobody has said yet.
Just move on.
What year is this movie?
This year, this is from 1950. This is a comeback for Gloria Swanson. She thought she really was a has-been, but she got this particular role. So that was pretty cool. William Holden is who I'm thinking
That's
of.
it. William Holden.
Oh, yeah.
Stalag 17.
But the real star is, if I'd have gotten to my clues, Eric von Stroheim, who plays her butler. So,
Stalag 17 was great, especially when he slaps the other guy in his face like the Three Stooges.
So, Sandhya, what do you win?
all right. So, Johnny, what does Ned win this week?
A copy of Stalag 17.
Thought you would never ask. Ned, are you sitting down, Ned? All right.
Yes.
So you will get, first of all, you will get a beautiful new swimming pool. I hope you know how to swim. Even if you don't know how to swim, you can sit on the side and admire your pool. All right. So in addition to the swimming pool, you will get a new car. It will be an Isotta Fraschini, whatever that is. It is an Italian car. It is Isotta Fraschini. It is an Italian coupe coach, and it is a luxury vehicle that is also used as the limousine for Gloria Swanson in the movie. Norma Desmond. All right, so you will be in style. And apparently, the cool part about this car, I don't know what it looks like, but it has a dorsal fin, okay? It can't be bad if it has a dorsal fin. All right, so you are all set, Ned. Have fun. Just do not drive the dorsal fin into the pool, okay? All right, Ned?
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank
All
you.
right, and of course, it will be in the traditional iBUG colors of red, black, and white. All right, very good. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, everybody, for playing Michael's Movie
All right, Mr. McCulloch, can you say goodnight, please?
Night,
Hello, this is
please.
Jim.
Oh, my goodness. All right, Mr. Jim, what's your question?
What's the name of the movie again?
Oh, we don't know. You'll have to come
Oh.
back next week. We'll tell you.
It's Shelby with the actual
It's
question.
Sunset Boulevard. Sunset
Thank you.
Boulevard.
Thank
All
you
right,
very much.
now we're going to reset,
Famous movie.
lose all of our silliness now. We're going to return to our regularly scheduled program. And who from, did not have a
Su-
chance to
Susan
ask.
was waiting for me.
It's Shelby too.
Okay, hold on. Okay, people that know, somebody that did not have a chance yet, I'd like to reserve this time. So I don't think Shelby's asked a question yet. So go ahead, Shelby, and then we'll come to Susan. Go ahead, Shelby.
Okay, just a real quickie. What the heck time is that iBUG thing on Saturday?
We have not decided. Just stay tuned.
8 p.m.
Oh, 8
Central.
p.m.
8 p.m.
8.
Central.
Okay, thanks, Michael.
That's
All right.
iBUG Unplugged.
iBUG
It will be a fun-filled and interactive session.
Oh boy, can't wait. All right, should be fun. All right. Okay. All right, Susan, go for it. What's your question?
Okay, I'm downloading the MCT money reader, but I didn't hear the person that mentioned the one from the Treasury. And there was another one of y'all said that was good also. What were they called? So what were they called?
I think it's iNote is one of them. INOTE. And
I'm sorry, say that again. I had to turn the speech off.
I know it's spelled EYE.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
All right. EYENOTE. Okay. Does anybody else remember the other one?
I know.
There were a lot of them. I don't remember all of them. So
I
This
know.
is Marty.
okay. Marty.
I mentioned Cash Reader.
Cash Reader. Okay, very good. Cash Reader, iNote, MCT Reader. Very good. Thank you, Susan.
MCT reader. Is that the Treasury one?
No, iNote. EYENOTE is the one from the Treasury.
Got it. Thank you.
Good. All right.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Good question. Hershey, go ahead.
All right, so you piggyback off of one of the mentions about using shortcuts.
Okay.
Can you use Seeing AI in other modes? Let's say if you wanted to do a quick read or document mode with shortcuts.
All right. Anybody have an answer for Hershey? Creating a shortcut for channel. Yeah, Dana, go ahead.
Yes, you can.
Yes, you
I set mine Seeing Eye to do shortcut for documents and products and money bill identifier. Just you can
This is Jody.
you can
Yeah,
name
you
it.
can set it for.
Hey,
any-
hang on, Jody. Let Dana finish. Okay, go ahead, Dana.
Okay.
You
Sorry.
can set it for any words you want, a phrase, one word, anything. I set it for like products. I just set, products, money, and then documents. That's all I said.
All right. Thank you, Dana. All right,
This
Jody,
is
have
the
anything
short-
to add to that?
Okay, sorry I interrupted.
No, it's okay.
Yes, you could set up a shortcut for any of the tasks, any of the channels in Seeing AI. There's a default shortcut name, but you can also rename it to anything you want.
All right. Thank you.
This
Who's
is
there?
Hershey.
Hershey.
Just to confirm, so you'd basically go to shortcuts or see your shortcuts and then run it from that way.
No, you go to Seeing AI and then you go to settings in the Seeing AI app. And one of the choices in the list under settings is shortcuts.
Okay, thank you for the clarification.
Great.
Sure.
Thank you. Jody, good job. Okay, good question, Hershey. All right. Any follow-ups for that? Anybody else? All right. Okay, who has a new question? Somebody new that has not had a turn.
This
We
is Sri.
want to give everybody a turn. Go ahead, Sri.
All right, so I just want to find out if anyone's been experiencing this on 14.6 where they do a magic tap on a text edit field to start dictation. I've noticed that mine would start dictation and then it would automatically stop dictating. I'm going to see if anyone's experiencing that.
All right. Anybody having that issue with 14.6? Dictation
Brad?
is stop. Go ahead, Brad.
Repeat the issue, Sri. What is
So
it?
I'm in the text field, and I have insertion point is at the beginning, and I do a 2-finger double tap to start dictating, it gives me the ding to start dictating, and then a second later, it will give me the ding automatically and it stops recording.
I get that sometimes when I double tap on the actual dictation button. It just doesn't want to cooperate. And that's when I've gone and done the 2-finger double tap, and that actually will work. And then I do the 2-finger double tap to stop it. But
So this one, I'm not even touching the keyboard. I'm going straight to the
you just
text
double
field.
tap anywhere on the screen.
Well, yeah, once
tap.
the
Hey,
insertion
hang on,
point,
one at a time. Okay, go ahead, Sri. What was your clarification?
once the insertion point is noted on the text field saying it's either in the beginning or the end, and then I'll do the 2-finger double tap. I do hear the ding ding to start dictating, and then all of a sudden it just dings and the keyboard pops up.
Okay. All right.
Oh,
Anybody else? Okay, Brad.
I've never been able to get it to do dictation until the keyboard is open.
Okay.
I've
This
always
is
had
Keith.
to put tap and then double tap the edit field, which opens up the keyboard in order to do anything. I've never been aware that you could do it without opening the keyboard.
This is Sri.
Okay. Hang on. I think Keith had a comment. Go ahead, Keith.
Go ahead and let Sri finish his idea. Or his
Because I think when you do a double tap to start dictation, the keyboard goes away till you hit the 2-finger double tap to stop, then the keyboard comes up if you're not using the dictation button on the keyboard.
All right. Who wants to, any follow up to that? Questions? Okay.
All right, I'll just leave it at gremlins.
Yeah. Attribute it to gremlins. Yes.
This is Brad. Is any specific app or all the time?
This is Sri.
Yeah.
I've seen it happen on Amazon, YouTube. I'm trying to remember if I saw it on the Notes app. It doesn't happen every time. It's just randomly occurring. It could be my phone.
This is with 14.6?
Yep.
Okay, I'll be looking for it.
Okay. Anybody else have any issues like what Sri's experiencing? Okay. Good luck, Sri.
The force is strong.
Yeah. Who else? Somebody new that has not had a turn?
Michael?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I have a friend on the call that had a question from earlier.
You have no friends. I mean, sorry, who is that?
Well, they were kind of shy, so they didn't want to say. But anyway, the question is real basic. Can someone please go over how you edit, like you say you have a paragraph in the Notes app and you want to edit, copy, paste like one sentence.
This is Sri.
All right, Sri.
All right, so text editing in the Notes app. So first thing I would do is make sure my focus is on the verbiage. I would do a 1-finger double tap to make sure I understand where the cursor is. It's either going to be either in the beginning or at the end. Once I know where the cursor is, then I would change the rotor to either words, characters, or line to make sure that I get the cursor to the right spot where I want to copy the text. Once I know that the cursor is at the right spot, then I go back to the rotor and change it to text selection. And if it's a line that I want to select, then I would flick up and down on the text selection till I hear lines. Once I'm in the beginning of that line, I would flick right. That will select that whole line. If it goes to the next line, or the sentence continues to the next line, then I will flick right again. If the line selection doesn't work, then I would use the word selection.
Wow,
and then,
thank you. Oh, sorry. Okay.
And then, depending on whether you want to copy, paste, cut, you can still go back to the rotor to edit and do that option.
Okay, very good. I hope that it helps Michael's imaginary friend. Okay.
Yeah, they texted me, said, that sounds great.
I'm sure they did. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Sri. Thank you very much. All right. Anybody else with a question? New question? Somebody new that has not had a turn?
This is Keith.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, my other phone died. I was thinking about Shree's question and the magic tap to turn on dictation. I've had that happen off and on for a while. And one thing I have found out, I don't know how I found this out, but if it does turn off, go to the keyboard and just tap a letter and delete that letter, and then try your magic tap again to turn on dictation. And for whatever reason, that jars it loose sometime.
All right. Thank you, Keith. Good luck, Sri. All right. Now, somebody new that has not had a turn. Anybody new has a burning question? Want to make sure everybody has a chance. And remember, there are no dumb questions. So, who would like to ask a question?
This is Steven.
Steven, go ahead.
I have a personal hotspot question.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, go
So
ahead.
I've used it a couple of times when my internet's been down, and it's pretty good. But I am curious. I've noticed that when I allow someone to join the network, it only seems to work for them for a limited period of time, like 30, 45 minutes, somewhere in there, because when they go back in and try to use it, it asks them to, they have to basically rejoin. So I'm curious if that is, a normal thing, or if there's a setting that you can change, or if that's just the way it's set up.
All right. Who has help for Steven? Personal hotspot. Yes, sir, Brad.
I think that's normal behavior to prevent your data from just constantly being drained away. I noticed that I have that when I even use my own, when I connect to my own iPhone from like my laptop computer, if it, goes to sleep or something like that, it disconnects and I have to reconnect.
Because I originated from my phone, and I don't think I have that problem. It's someone else that, if I allow them to join, that's when it seems like. But it usually sticks with me. But you're right, though, it is a battery drainer, so I don't use it a whole lot.
Yeah, so I was using mine last week. Actually, I was in the hotel in Austin, and I wasn't able to connect to Zoom over the hotel's Wi-Fi, but I was able to connect to Zoom using my iPhone's hotspot, and I had a good connection. But when it was done and I was finished and there wasn't any data being transmitted, it automatically disconnected, and I had to reconnect to. Actually, it defaulted back to the hotel because that's what the Mac was set up to connect to. But no, I think that's expected behavior.
That's kind of what I thought. I just was wondering if there's a setting that you could change for that. But I kind of figured it was made that way on purpose. So just thought I'd ask.
Great question.
Thank you, Brad.
This is
Steven. All right, go ahead.
Michael.
Okay, Keith and then Michael.
Personal hotspot. Is this the Tinder app that everybody's talking about?
Ha, very funny. All right.
This is Freddie.
Hang on, Freddie. Mr. McCulloch.
Yeah, I think Keith beat me to it. I was going to say Baby O's.
Baby O's? Where are you guys hanging out?
Yeah, that sounds like a club.
Another strip club. Yeah.
Personal hotspot.
Oh my goodness. Okay,
hotspot.
let's
Got it.
keep it back to iPhone.
Let's keep it family oriented.
Yeah. Go ahead, Freddie.
I wanted to make a comment. I think a week or so ago, someone had made a comment about notes as far as using dictation, and the quality of the dictation and notes wasn't that good, and what they could do. And I found that for the old notepad, the quality of the dictation is better than Pages, or I think even Notes. Just if you were just gonna dictate a short letter or a note or something like that, I don't know if it's. I don't think it's really advanced or anything like Notes is, but anyway, that was my comment.
Okay, and you're talking about Notepad? Is that what
No,
you said?
the old notepad.
The old notepad. Where was that? It's in the phone. Is that a built-in app or am I free?
It's in the App Store. You can download.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
thank you. I
it's-
guess I don't think I ever used that. Thank you. Thank you, Freddie.
Mhm.
All right. Okay. Who else? Anybody else have a new question? Somebody new?
This is D. Oh, I ain't new.
Okay. Well, go ahead. You can go ahead.
Okay, have you dropped the clubhouse session right after intermission? Or have you just forgotten again?
I guess I forgot again, but yeah.
You
we
was
did
afraid
keep it.
I'd have a question, right?
Okay, yeah, that's right. You and your Twitter issues. All right,
it's
go ahead.
Clubhouse. I don't have any issue with
Oh,
Twitter.
Clubhouse and Twitter. Go ahead. What's your question?
Okay, my question today is, I thought I looked at the app again the other day and I said, oh, it looks like it's going to let me put my bio in. And I tried to do that and went right back doing the same old thing. It's not letting me do nothing. So this morning I was messing on my phone. I said, I'm just going to delete that app. I don't even care about it anymore. Then a little later, I got a text message from a friend that lives all the way across the United States, sending me a message inviting me to a group on Clubhouse. So I called this person and she says, well, I saw your name. And I said, well, it may not be me because I saw another person with the same name and they had a bio and everything. And she said, no, this didn't have a bio, but it had your name. And I thought it was you. And so she wants to send me another link. Do you think it's even worth it?
Okay, who has a response for D?
This is Shri.
Go ahead, Shri.
My guess is that they're probably going to it's tied to your mobile number. I'm assuming you have not heard anything back from them with the emails that you sent.
Nope.
I suspect if it's a hang up on their database side, I suspect you're probably going to have the same issue. This is because your number is still going to be the same.
Right.
And that's what the account really is tied to. I'm going to say probably you might run into the same problem.
Well, see, that's what I'm thinking too. And I'm tired of messing with it, but I'd still like to maybe get in there, but.
This is Shri.
Yes.
I think this is probably not what you really want to hear. I think you're just going to have to keep sending them the email to support, even though it sounds like you're just going to get the same message back, but they're at least going to notice that they're getting something from somebody over and over. That's just my 2 cents. And I'm not 100% sure, but this is just my logical guess.
This is
right.
Keith.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Keith.
Just the thought when you loaded Clubhouse before you loaded Clubhouse prior to getting the invite, maybe try tapping on the invite link this time, which should take you to the App Store, then download Clubhouse in that order and just see if it changes anything. It'd be worth a try. But yeah, I'm with Shri. I think since it's tied to your phone number and you just haven't heard from them, that's what it's going to take is for them to reset that account.
All right. Well,
Yeah, it's just strange.
Very frustrating, but yes, we're hearing this a couple of times. We've heard other people similar.
This is Shri.
Yes, sir.
Now, D, this is depend on how bad you want to be on Clubhouse, because you could get a new mobile number. I think that will fix your problem.
Oh, I don't want to go there.
Okay.
I don't want to have to send my number to everybody else and hopefully they've put it in their phones and what have you. No, I don't want to have to change my number.
Okay, fair enough.
Nice suggestion, but no.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, Dee. Ned, go ahead.
Yes. Yeah, this is Ned. This is my experience. Last week, I wanted to join the It's a Bug's Life today or whatever, the shopping trip. And I got the email invitation from iBUG today. And then when I clicked on the link to join, it said it was via Clubhouse app. And I was to enter my telephone number. And so then I entered my telephone number, And then I didn't know where to go after that. And I said, gosh, what do I do? And then I saw like Clubhouse online chat, and I saw Clubhouse online mobile app, because I think I had to download the app and or install it, or get it and install it. And so then I installed online mobile chat, Clubhouse online mobile app. But when I had to put in the club name, I didn't know what to put in. So I said, well, let me go back to the Clubhouse online chat. And that's where I found all a bunch of people and different topics, and the waiting room and the hallway. And I thought, so then after about 30, 40 minutes, I said, I'm done with this, and I'll ask the question on Monday. So, so what is the app? I don't know what, because there was a bunch of different clubhouses that came up.
All right, great question. Who would like to clarify for Ned?
Not me, obviously. I don't want to confuse him.
Yeah, I know, right? Anybody want to clarify Clubhouse? Who's that? Jody?
Yeah, it
Go
sounds like you're already in there, Ned, if you see the hallway and everything.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yes, that is correct. But then when I closed it, I was scrolling around on my phone on the different pages to find the little icon, that tells you what app it is, I couldn't find it. So I had to go back to the App Store, go back to search, and I typed in Clubhouse, and then it came up again, Clubhouse online chat, opened it up. I opened it up, and there I am. I'm in the hallway. I'm seeing all these different topics, people talking. But in other words, I said, this is a long way to get in to this
This is
app.
true.
Oh, just ask Siri to open Clubhouse.
Okay, let's see what Sri has to say. Go ahead, Sri.
All right, so it sounds like to me that the app is installed on your phone, because when you went to the App Store, it probably, if you looked at the app, it probably said open instead of get.
Yes.
That's just my first guess. So that tells me that the app is installed. Now, typically, what phone do you have?
I have an iPhone 7 Plus.
7 Plus. So typically when you install an app, it typically gets installed on the second page on the home screen. Now, if it's not on your second page on your home screen, are you running iOS 14.5 or newer, or iOS 14?
Yeah, I keep up. I'm up to date on all my updates.
Okay, so if you can't find the app on the home screen, then I would go to the last page, which is your library page, and just go to the search box, which is on the top left, and just type in Clubhouse, and then it should pull down that app.
All right.
Okay, so the second, okay, I right now on my iPhone, I have 4 pages of apps. When I scroll from the first page to the last page, I have 4 pages of apps.
This is Sri.
Yes.
Okay, so if you go to your second page, is it full of apps? If it's full of
Yes.
apps, then you got to go to the next page. If your next page is full of apps, then you got to go to the next page, because it's just basically going to load based
Yes.
on. So if your page 2, 3, and 4 are fully loaded with apps, then we'll go to page 5. But if
Yeah.
page 4 has available space, basically
My
you
page
should have
4,
24 apps at the maximum per page.
yeah, my page 4 has just 4. My page 4 just has 4 apps at the top. So that whole
Okay.
page is open.
Now, did you check in? Okay, if you don't see it in page 2, 3, or 4, then I would go to your next page, which is going to be your library page. And then on the top left, you should have
A
search box.
library page. I've never heard of a library page.
It's basically.
Okay, hang on. Before Hershey, was there somebody else? Was Brad trying to say something, or no? Okay, maybe it was you. Okay, go ahead.
Keith, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
I was just going to say, on iOS 14, basically, when you go past your last home page, will be a library page. This is basically a summary, a page where all the apps are. And typically, like I said, there's a search box on the top, but if not, there's also one of the categories might be a social media. I don't really use it that much. I typically go just to search for it, type in Clubhouse, and that app should show up.
All right. So let Hershey and then Keith. Go ahead, Hershey.
All right. So I've helped somebody recently with moving icons on the home screen with the drag and edit and whatnot. So, as Sri just mentioned, if you swipe with 3 fingers and go to the last screen and you keep going past the 4th screen, so right to left, on the 4th screen there is a folder called Recents. If you click or double tap on the Recents button, you might find your Clubhouse app within that folder. You did mention you have an iPhone 7, which also might suffer from space, as I've seen other iPhone 7s do not have too much space on the device itself. So it's best if you go to the last page. So basically just swipe until you run into the last page to the right, and you'll find a folder called Recents, and normally Clubhouse or any other of the new apps that you have downloaded in the most recent times should reside in that folder. The other thing that I could say is search would be your best friend, because when you're going back to the App Store, I get it that it's a long, arduous task, but if you swipe left this time, going all the way to the left, going to the search screen, then you could go ahead and type in Clubhouse within your own phone and figure out what you have available on that device.
All right. Thank you, Hershey.
Okay. So, but the app is called, but the actual app is called, is it called Clubhouse Online Chat? That's the actual app, right?
This is Keith.
Keith.
The actual name in the App Store is Clubhouse Drop-In Audio Chat.
Oh, okay. Clubhouse drop-in audio chat. Okay. Maybe I'm
And
forgetting the
this
word
is-
drop-in. Okay.
This is Marty.
All right. Yes, Keith, you finished?
I was
Or-
going to just talk a little bit about apps after you install them. There's several different ways you can, if a shortcut.
Hold on 1 second. Hang on. All right. Go ahead. We were getting some background noise. You can come back in, Keith.
Okay, one thing I was going to say, when trying to find an app in the App Store, you can always ask Siri, find Clubhouse in the App Store, and you'll usually end up right on it without having to search for it in the App Store. But once you install an app, it's freshly installed. You can go, if you have 3 or 4 pages, you can always go to the lower left-hand corner of your screen, and then swipe left will put you on the scroll, the page scroll, and then swipe left again. That'll put you on the last app on each screen, and you should be able to find any app that you freshly download as one of the last apps on the last screen. And usually it's the last page, but I've had apps show up on page 3 when I have 4 pages, but it's always the last app. And the other way, besides going to the library, you could always use Spotlight, and it's a 3-finger swipe down in the middle of the screen. Don't get it confused with going to the status bar and then doing the 3-finger swipe. This is a 3-finger swipe in the middle of the home screen, and it'll bring up Spotlight, and you can always search for it there. But if it's an app that you use quite a bit, it will generate a list of your most used apps right there, where you can just swipe to it, double tap it, and it takes you into that app.
Okay, thank you. Lots of good information there. So Ned, I hope that we will see you tomorrow on the iBUG Mini Buzz. All right. So
Oh,
we are
yes.
really
But
looking
hell
forward.
freezes over.
Oh, you're gonna make it. Let's be positive.
This
All
is
right.
Dee.
Go ahead, Dee.
Okay, it seems to me like what little I know, if he's got that Clubhouse chat and he taps that and it throws him into a hallway, then he's already in, isn't he? And then he just has to look for the door, whatever he's looking for.
Anybody know the answer to that?
This is Sri.
Yes, sir.
I think what his issue is, he's trying to find the app. The app is already on, it's already installed on the phone. He just doesn't know where the physical app is installed. And we were just kind of giving him ideas where the app might be, so he could just click on it. But, we've given him multiple different ways to find and open the app.
This is
right.
Dana.
All right, Dana, and then we're going to move on. Okay, go ahead, Dana.
Yeah. If you think the app is Clubhouse app is installed on your phone, the way I do it is I ask Siri, open Clubhouse.
Yeah, that's a great way. That's great. All right. Okay. Well, thank you guys. That was a good clubhouse discussion. And
Linda?
now, Linda, go ahead.
Yes, I'm having trouble. I've lost my Seeing AI app and I have gone to the library to recover it, but I'm having trouble moving it to another page. I can't seem to
Oh.
move it.
All right. Who would like to explain or give a brief description of how to do that?
Brad.
Brad.
Okay. You know where the app is, don't you?
It's in the library.
Ah.
I
This is-
moved it there somehow by accident.
This is Sri.
Let Sri handle it.
Okay,
Take it, Sri.
All right. So if it's in the library, you can, like I said before, if you go to the search and you type in Seeing AI, that app is going to pop up. When that app pops up, you're going to flick up or flick down till you hear edit. When you hit edit, double tap, then flick up and down till it says move, or I believe maybe move or scroll. I think it's move the app. And then
This is Hershey.
when you move the app, drag, sorry, that's it, drag. Sorry, thank you. They'll say drag the app, and then you can go to the page that you want to drop it. So for example, if you want to drop it in the second page, I typically go to the scroll bar, which is right above the dock, flick up or flick down till you get to the appropriate page. Find the place where you want to drop it then. For example, if you want to drop it on the top left-hand corner of the app, it'll say, when you get there, if you flick up and down, it'll tell you, do you want to drop before the app or after the app that it's located, or if you want to drop it in the app to create a folder. But basically, that's what you can do when you pull it from the search box. Hershey might be able to explain it better.
All right, thank you. Okay, Hershey, go ahead.
Well, sure, you got it pretty much on the spot. I spent, I think, 2-3 hours doing this one night. So, out of my experience, any app that you choose, as you said, you flick up. Up is closest to edit, so double tap when you hear edit. Then you have choices. Your choices are drag. Your other choices, let's say if you're trying to rearrange all your home screens, like someone mentioned they had 4 home screens. If you want to rearrange your home screens, you can swipe up once you're in edit mode and add drag sessions. So if you did that, you could highlight 3-4 icons at a time by adding it to the session and then wherever you want to move it. So the quickest way, as Sri mentioned, is going to the dock. Above it, you'll have your dots of each home screen. Swipe up or down, and then once you get to the home screen, figure out where you want it. Let's say if it has Amazon shopping or something, then you would hold that or select that icon and then swipe up or down, and it'll say paste before or paste after those specific icons or specific whatever you have in focus. So if you had Amazon shopping as in focus, then it would paste any icons thereafter after that icon. So therefore, if you had 4 icons selected in the session, then everything would get pasted after or before to your selection.
All right, thank
Hope that makes
you,
sense.
Hershey. Now, hold on. I think I forgot somebody. Marty, did you have a comment, or did I get you? I feel like I forgot you somewhere.
I did, but it was to the previous question.
I'm
but
so
It's not
sorry.
necessary. That's okay.
Okay.
That's no
Oh,
problem.
sorry, Marty. Okay, we still love you, Marty. Okay. All right. Okay. That was a great discussion of editing. Go ahead, Jody.
Not on editing, but getting back to Clubhouse, I just discovered something today. When you're in your hallway and you're swiping from right to go from one room to the next to find out what they are, if you land on a room you don't want, if you swipe down, you can delete it from your list.
Oh, that's helpful. Okay.
I just discovered that today. The other thing I was going to mention is we were talking about word processors and notes and pages and everything. There's one called Access Note that was actually developed by, I think it was developed by American Printing House, and it's specifically for blind people.
Ah, yes, we've talked about that a long time ago. So very good. Glad to
Okay.
hear that it's still around. Okay, who has a new comment, new question? Anybody? new problems that we might be having. I have a problem and now I can't remember what the problem is.
I got lots of problems.
I know, that is true. Anybody with a new question, please? Goodness, what was it?
This is Shri.
Go ahead, Sri.
Can I just make a comment about that Clubhouse flicking down?
Yes,
I
sir.
was just gonna. So basically, when you have the option to flick down or flick up, it's called a rotor action. So typically, it's a cycle of the same thing going one after the other. So whether you flick up or flick down, you probably get back to the same cancel or delete option. So it's just a rotor. I think it's called a rotor action when you're flicking up and down.
Okay, thank you for that clarification. All right, I just thought of my question. Does anybody have a question, or I will pose my question?
Is it a simple question?
I do
is it
not
a
know.
simple question?
It's a simple question, sort of. If it,
Are
yeah,
you
like I
going
said,
somewhere?
it's a simple question. It's no, I'm not. I'm not going anywhere. I wish I was going somewhere. All right. So the question is, we have this is a burglar alarm system app question. So for those of you who have burglar alarm systems, are you using your iPhone to control them? And if so, what apps are you using?
This is Brad.
Yes, sir.
I used to have ADT. I haven't had it since I moved into this house, but it was pretty good. It was 99.9% accessible.
Okay.
I could monitor each individual sensor. Primarily, I wanted to know if a window was open, left open, or closed. Or what I really liked was the doors. I could tell when a door. You don't know if it opened or closed, but you know when an event happens.
Right.
You know, and it was particularly interesting when we sold the house. I kept, while it was on the market, I was able to, it had its own cellular connection, so it was pretty cool. But I was able to monitor what was going on. I could tell when somebody got there, when the front door opened, when the front door closed. I could tell how long people were in the house. I could tell if the door from the house to the garage got left over, which meant I was air conditioning the garage, and we needed to go over and do something about that.
It's pretty cool.
But it was not a bad app. I think they called it ADT Pulse.
Okay.
And this is Shri.
Yes, sir.
I'm using currently Total Connect 2.0.
What is it? Total?
Total Connect 2.0.
Okay. Total Connect. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, I'm currently using Xfinity,
Sounds
but
like Honeywell.
Yeah, it's I think not only Honeywell. I'm not sure if other brands use it. I have a Honeywell alarm system in my house.
Okay.
And it's
I
actually
got Honeywell thermostat.
Hang
That's
on
what
one
they
at a time,
call
Brad.
that app.
Okay. So it's a Honeywell system, but you're using the app to control it, and it's accessible, right?
the app is accessible. And that's one of the reasons when I spoke to Honeywell, I told them I was blind. And at that time, that app wasn't out. But as soon as it came available, they called me and said, hey, Total Connect 2.0 is available now.
Cool. All right. Well, I'm using Xfinity right now, and it is very accessible. I like there's a longer story, but I just wanted to get the survey. So, okay.
Can you run, this is Shri.
Yes.
On the Xfinity, can you run scenes with the app?
Scenes?
Like, can you tell it to do certain things? Or is it just like on Total Connect 2.0, I can tell it to turn on the outdoor lights, like Brad was talking about, the garage. I mean, you can create scenes to say, this is what I want to do.
I am just like, I don't know. It may have that. I'm just using it to like turn on the away mode or night mode or stay mode or, that thing. And then monitoring what doors and things are open and that kind of thing. I can see a series of events that have happened during the day or something. Then I can activate the system to set it to go off at a certain time and turn off by a certain time and all that kind of stuff. So. Oh, were you finished, Shri?
I was just going to say one other thing. I know this is a little bit off topic, but it's also the Total Connect 2.0 is also voice activation. You can use voice activation to to do some of these things also.
Okay. Brad.
I was going to say what you were describing with the different things you're able to do with your app. Sorry, I can't remember the name. What you said
In
is
Xfinity.
Comcast.
Comcast.
Xfinity,
Yeah, same thing. Yeah.
That sounds similar to what I was able to do with the ADT, but what Shree's got, I have a Honeywell thermostat, and I have the app for that, and it's extremely voice over accessible, and I'd like to look into their security system. That sounds interesting.
All right. Well, very good. Thank you. And anybody else have any comments on security systems and security system apps? Okay. Well, thank you for your help with that. All right. Anybody new has a question, or anybody new or old has a question?
I have a comment.
Yes, go ahead, Jake.
I don't know if it counts as security, but I have the Ring system, the Ring doorbell.
Oh yeah, uh-huh.
That app is pretty good. It's pretty accessible.
It's very good. Yes,
Yeah.
good. Glad. Yes, we do have that, but okay. Great point. Yes.
This is Hershey.
Yes, sir.
For comments, concerns, Shri might have an answer to this one, but what about if you had Google products like the Google Assistant, Speaker, or the Hub?
For what?
Is connectivity fine with, let's say, iOS and everything else, as far as security is concerned, like there is the Nest Hello doorbell?
So using it with your iPhone?
Exactly. So using it with iPhone products, would you say if you, let's say, chose to get a Google speaker, like the Assistant audio speaker or the Hub?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I see. This is Trey.
Yeah, go ahead, Trey.
I believe Total Connect 2.0 only works with the A-Lady right now that I'm aware of.
Okay. Great questions. All right. Any other questions? Got a few minutes left. Squeak one in here. Anybody, even if you've asked a question before, you can still ask a question now. That's fine. All right.
This is Deb.
Go ahead, Deb.
I had a question about the Gmail app.
Oh, okay.
The actual app itself. Is there a way to select, like, if you wanted to select like a number of messages and then delete them? Is there an easy way to do that without doing them one by one? I don't even see a way in this Gmail app that you can like swipe up to delete like you do in the native mail app that Apple has. I was just curious.
All right. Who would like to help Miss Deb out? Gmail. Brad.
I don't think you can. I used it for a little while and I quit using it for my Gmail and went with the Apple Mail app because of exactly what you're talking about. A lot of the common tasks I wanted to do were just much simpler in the stock Apple Mail app than with the Gmail. I had to do 2 or 3 motions to do what I could do in one motion in the Apple Mail app. And I just quit using it a long time ago.
That's what I'm seeing too. And so I was just curious if anybody knew of a way. So
This is Trey.
thank you.
All right, Tree.
I'm thinking a little bit outside the box here. What about using your mobile phone and just go to the Gmail using the browser and using the mail app on the browser on Gmail and then deleting it?
Oh, that's probably a possibility too.
All right. Well, that will
Thank
have
you.
to be the last word there. Last question. Thank you, Deb. Thank you, Mr. McCulloch, for helping me facilitate tonight. And thank you to everyone for all their participation on this holiday Monday. So thank you. And we hope you come back next week. We start the new month. And tomorrow's iBUG Mini Buzz at 5 p.m. and then Trekkie Talk on Thursday and the movie Sunset Boulevard on Friday and our iBUG Unplugged at 8 p.m. on Saturday. So come check it out. It will be fun. We don't know what will be involved, but it will be fun. That's all we know, right? So please come and thank you for your help tonight. And we will see you soon. So good night. Have a great week.
Thank you. You guys have a nice day.
Bye.
And
Thank you.
happy holiday.
Memorial Day. Take care.
Good night. You too.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.